The Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated. Is her right to a peaceful workplace, a non-hostile work environment, are those rights being violated by the
Wall Street Journal just dropped a bombshell. They're openly suggesting that Caitlin Clark's civil rights might be getting violated in the WNBA. Think about that for a second. Not her jump shot, not her marketing deal. Her right to a safe, non-hostile workplace. That's how bad this has gotten. Caitlin Clark didn't just play basketball this season. She survived a weekly episode of Law & Order, Refs Gone Rogue. Every night was the same script: whistles go missing, elbows fly like free samples, and fouls only count if she breathes near someone. This isn't physical basketball.
All of y'all who said we were exaggerating, Caitlin Clark's not getting fouled, bruh, it's to the point where we have this going on. We're talking now, there's articles about her civil rights being like thrown out. It is crazy.
This is a generational talent being treated like a crash test dummy because the league can't, or won't, protect her. Every game it's the same question: how creative can we get at assaulting Caitlin today? Hip checks, forearm shivers, body slams under the rim. Her jersey might as well read, "Kick me, I'm talented." And the worst part? The refs act like they're on sabbatical. Clark gets mugged in broad daylight, and the officials look the other way like they're in a witness protection program. And don't think this is just fans being dramatic. This is documented. Stats, clips, articles, even the Wall Street Journal is now spelling it out. That's how blatant it is. It's not rookie hazing. It's not physical play. It's jealousy, hate, and targeting, plain and simple. So why does Caitlin keep taking these hits? Simple: because she's too good. The kind of good that makes defenders panic. The kind of good that makes violence look like a shortcut.
Caitlin Clark, the Department of Justice, and quite possibly the President of the United States himself. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. But the one thing I will not do is take credit for this. I am looking at the Wall Street Journal. The author of the article is a guy by the name of Sean McLean. Let me read to y'all the opening couple of graphs, because I want you to hear the impact of this. This is simple.
Other players don't want to elevate their games, they want to drag hers down. Flatten Caitlin Clark, and boom, you're trending on Twitter. You get a highlight reel. You get instant credibility. Nothing says women supporting women like treating the league's most marketable player like she owes you child support. And the league? They're acting like they've got this handled. Translation: they'll form a committee, hold a Zoom call, and throw darts blindfolded at a board of random punishments. Meanwhile, Clark's already had 4 injuries in 6 weeks. She's not just being tested, she's being broken down in real time. Here's the crazy part: this is no longer just about basketball. When the Wall Street Journal is talking about civil rights, when words like lawsuit and hostile workplace are being thrown around, it means this thing has spilled outside the court. We're not in basketball-only territory anymore.
A lot of y'all not honest with yourselves. I've been telling y'all, it's all documented from this season, and I've pulled up clips from last season. We obviously see the targeting. We obviously see the jealousy. We obviously see the hatred. We see it all. Whether you're gonna be honest or not, we see it. Y'all can't come with this excuse of, oh, it's just physical. Bro, Caitlin had like majority of the flagrant fouls last season. Most of them went.
We're in politics. We're in business. We're in lawyers sharpening their pencils. And Caitlin? She's stuck in the middle of it. The pawn in the league's mess. A rookie superstar who should be celebrated is instead treated like she's in a UFC octagon every night. At some point, someone has to say it: this isn't sustainable. You can't market the league's biggest star as the face of the game while letting her get assaulted on live television. You can't build women's basketball on a foundation of envy and unchecked violence. And you definitely can't claim empowerment while one of your players has to wonder if she's walking into a game or into a lawsuit. That's where we are. Caitlin Clark isn't just fighting through defenders. She's fighting through a league that doesn't seem interested in protecting her, and now...
WNBA!
Y'all are in trouble. I told y'all didn't want to protect my precious CC. Now y'all getting hit with a civil lawsuit for targeting. You hear me? And then this stuff is documented. That don't even make no sense from players just speaking freely, thinking that they won't have no consequences. That means somebody had them on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? She done had 4 injuries within like a month and a half. Disgusting.
Finally, even the Wall Street Journal is saying the quiet part out loud. Caitlin Clark's rise in the WNBA should be celebrated as a triumph for women's sports. Instead, it's turning into a cautionary tale. Each game she plays feels less like basketball and more like a crash course in survival. Elbows to the ribs, knees to the legs, shoulders slammed into her back. Night after night, the league's brightest star is treated like a tackling dummy. And while fans see it all on national television, the league offices remain silent. Some commentators argue she needs to toughen up. But when your kneecaps are nearly dislocated and your spine feels like it's been reassembled midair, the solution isn't toughness, it's accountability.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. So, I don't really talk about politics, but once politics enter my world, my rule is, I say this, we gotta talk about it. So politics are coming to our world, my world, sports, and now in Caitlin Clark's world, which is so unfortunate. I feel sorry for Caitlin Clark because she's a pawn of this whole thing, and I think Caitlin Clark needs to speak up. I'm tired of her being silent.
WNBA should be focused on growing the game, not Caitlin's collection of bruises. What's going viral isn't her record-breaking three-pointers, it's clips of her getting knocked to the ground like she wandered onto an NFL field by mistake. If this were happening to any other player, we'd already have press conferences, suspensions, and official investigations. Instead, Clark gets mocked as too hyped, while ex-players with Twitter fingers downplay the abuse. The truth is simple, she didn't disparage those who came before her, she elevated the game with her talent. That should be honored, not punished. Defenders of the chaos twist themselves into mental gymnastics. It's part of the game, they say. No, defense is part of the game. Kneecapping a player like you're filming a mob movie is not. She has to earn respect, others argue. Since when is respect earned through blindside hits and deliberate fouls? And then there's the ugliest excuse of all, the idea that criticism of this treatment is just protecting the white girl.
Bad. You know how bad and nasty things gotta be for the Wall Street Journal to talk about going after y'all for her civil rights being violated? Do you know how bad it has to get? That's how nasty things have become. And you guys like to sit there and make it seem like we're making things up. We're not making nothing up. Kathy Engelberg treats Caitlin Clark like she's a headache and a disservice to the league.
That's not progress. That's weaponizing race to excuse violence. Accountability doesn't care about skin color. Bad behavior is bad behavior, no matter who commits it. Meanwhile, the league pushes narratives about growth, expansion, and visibility, all while their most marketable star is being battered on live television. That isn't growth, it's sabotage. If the WNBA wants to thrive, it must protect its talent. Otherwise, fans will start asking if this is basketball or professional wrestling with sneakers. And where is Commissioner Kathy Engelbert in all this? Silent. Missing in action. While Clark takes elbows and body checks, the leadership of the league seems invisible, hoping the controversy will pass. But it won't. The longer this continues, the more obvious it becomes that the WNBA isn't just failing to protect Clark, it's encouraging a culture where violence replaces competition and silence replaces justice. Caitlin Clark's resume reads like something out of an MVP video game cheat code.
And that's understandable because there have been fantastic players in the WNBA for a long time. But Caitlin didn't disparage them. She just came in and kind of changed the game with her style. So I think it's one of those things where you have to say, okay, maybe I don't think it's fair based on the previous women who have been in this league, but it's not Caitlin's fault. All she's done is elevate the game for all of us. And I think instead of being pissed off about that,
Yet instead of celebrating her talent, the WNBA has allowed her to be physically assaulted on a nightly basis. Imagine if this happened in the NFL, the league's lawyers would be swarming before the second commercial break. But with Clark? She's flattened on the court, shrugged off as if it builds character and drives ratings. This isn't strategy, it's playground logic dressed up as competition. If she's better, take her down. No skill, no sportsmanship, just hostility. And the league's silence isn't strength, it's fear. Fear of rocking the boat, fear of offending the wrong people, fear of enforcing its own rules. That silence is what makes this more dangerous. Because once Clark's injuries cross from painful to career-threatening, the lawsuits will follow.
Kathy Engelbert, where are you? Where are you, Kathy? Nowhere to be found. You are quiet. Quiet as a mouse. It done got real spooky, I know. Nightmare on Elm Street is what I'm talking about, Freddy Krueger style.
And they won't just be about missed fouls, they'll be about workplace safety, negligence, and systemic failure. At some point, Clark herself may walk into a courtroom armed with highlight reels of fouls ignored, a high-powered attorney, and a statement that turns the conversation from sports to civil rights. And the league will only have itself to blame for trying to crush the very player who could have carried it into the mainstream. To her credit, Clark has handled this with remarkable composure. She's taken the hits, stayed quiet, and tried to let her play do the talking. But silence has a shelf life. The longer she absorbs abuse without speaking out, the more the public wonders why the league is letting its brightest star be treated like a liability instead of an asset. Already, the tone has shifted. The "it's just part of the game" crowd is growing quieter, while fans and analysts alike are cringing at the violence.
I ain't serious. You don't have no integrity. You hear me? You allowing these assaults on my precious CC, but you have your favoritism when it comes to certain other players who not even the face of the league. They just hoopers. They ain't bring no awesome revenue. They ain't bring no awesome viewership. They ain't bring y'all out of the shadows to the mainstream. Now we see everything that's been going on.
That's not good for business. Sponsors don't want to be linked to a league where its biggest star is publicly assaulted. Parents won't encourage their daughters to dream about a career in a sport that won't protect them. And the next generation of talent will start questioning whether the spotlight is worth the bruises. What should feel like a dream opportunity instead begins to look like a trap.
Maybe WNBA leadership should at least have to go sit in front of some people and answer some very uncomfortable questions. Lord knows I would love to see that. Because Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, it seems to be nothing to see here. Please.
The WNBA is at a crossroads. It can step up, enforce the rules, protect its players, and build a league worthy of its potential. Or it can continue treating Clark as a problem instead of the gift she is, and watch the fans she brought in walk right back out the door. The choice is simple, but the clock is ticking. Every game, her bruises pile up, the cameras roll, and the world watches. The Wall Street Journal just dropped a bombshell. They're openly suggesting that Caitlin Clark's civil rights might be getting violated in the WNBA. Think about that for a second. Not her jump shot. Not her marketing deal. Her right to a safe, non-hostile workplace. That's how bad this has gotten. Caitlin Clark didn't just play basketball this season. She survived a weekly episode of Law & Order, Refs Gone Rogue. Every night was the same script: whistles go missing, elbows fly like free samples, and fouls only count if she breathes near someone.
There comes a point where people have to use the brain that God gave them and understand that before you write an article, you really need to think about what you're writing. You really need to take take a step back, or roll your chair back, open your eyes, and realize that what you write, you might not want to write. It's like an email response to something that you have happen at work. Write it, delete it, and then take.
This isn't physical basketball. This is a generational talent being treated like a crash test dummy because the league can't, or won't, protect her. Every game it's the same question: how creative can we get at assaulting Caitlin today? Hip checks, forearm shivers, body slams under the rim. Her jersey might as well read, "Kick me, I'm talented." And the worst part? The refs act like they're on sabbatical. Clark gets mugged in broad daylight, and the officials look the other way like they're in a witness protection program. And don't think this is just fans being dramatic. This is documented. Stats, clips, articles, even the Wall Street Journal is now spelling it out. That's how blatant it is. It's not rookie hazing. It's not physical play. It's jealousy, hate, and targeting, plain and simple. So why does Caitlin keep taking these hits? Simple, because she's too good. The kind of good that makes defenders panic. The kind of good that makes violence look like a shortcut.
I know she's trying to be like this Gandhi figure, try to be like MLK, passive aggressiveness, but peaceful. I get it. But I think it's time for Caitlin Clark to speak up for herself. She needs to speak up for herself because she's allowing these people like senators talk about her civil rights are being violated, which is